that has been caused, and the problems that, the glitches that we have had in our communication, that we could not communicate as early as we could have, because until late last night, we're very optimistic that what we have offered the leadership of SAPA will be acceptable to the pilots and we wouldn't have gone into where the strike will materialize.
Corruption-accused former Minister Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula wants her bail conditions relaxed to travel outside the country. Mapisa-Nqakula appeared in the Pretoria High Court today on 12 counts of corruption and one of money laundering. The allegations date back to her time as Defence Minister, when she allegedly solicited and received bribes amounting to 4.5 million rand from a defence contractor. Thabiso Goba reports.
As part of her bail conditions, Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula had to surrender her passports. Due to a matter still pending, Mapisa-Nqakula is also not allowed to leave the country without permission from the state. Mapisa-Nqakula's legal representatives told the court today that she intends on travelling to Botswana soon. Prosecutor Bheki Manyati says the state is not opposed to this, but she must make a formal application which will include the dates and details of her entire trip.
The one that was surrendered was a diplomatic passport. She no longer holds that diplomatic status, so she's going to need to apply for a normal passport through the Department of Home Affairs. What we need as the state is an affidavit because it has legal consequences.
The matter returns to court on the 28th of January. Thabiso Goba, Eyewitness News.
And Deputy President Paul Mashatile says they're looking forward to working with US President-elect Donald Trump. Mashatile was responding to questions in the National Council of Provinces on strengthening the country's foreign missions. Baba Lundenza reports.
Deputy President Paul Mashatile says the U.S. remains a strategic partner and they are planning on having further engagements with the incoming Trump administration. The GNU has already sent a mission to the U.S. earlier this year for discussions around issues of trade. Mashatile says they will be heading back to the U.S. to discuss things like AGOA, the U.S. trade agreement that provides duty-free access to the U.S. market for African countries.
To go and ensure that we engage again on issues of AGOA and others. But we are looking forward to working with President Trump and the team from there.
A partly cloudy Friday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Joburg dropping to an overnight low of 19 degrees, peaking at 32. Lerato Hofela, Eyewitness News.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
#MSW. You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Veli Mutra, right here to #MSW.
Veli, with everything that happens, and trust me, it happens to all the good footballers. Whether you're talking about Buffon, you're talking about Edwin van der Sar at one stage, about Dahia. But I just want to remind you, Veli, where you come from. You come from humble beginnings. You were identified as the best goalkeeper when you were playing for Ichipa United. You went up to AmaZulu. You commanded, the number one position in the team. You went on to play for Bafana Bafana.
You know how important your father is to South Africa?
I know way better than anyone because he's inspired me because of he's a hardworking dad. No matter he shouts or what, I still love him. And I don't look down on him because of what people say or what they do, because I normally get questions of like, your dad, he's not good, he's not this. But I'm like, just find a solution to the problem that you have, because sometimes it's not good to criticize people that you've never been in that situation.
I would say Hugo Bros is like, actually for me personally, he's like a father to me,
Yeah.
And because of most of the time, he's the one who pushes me. And then, when there's a father in the family, and then there's a firstborn.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
We can simply call it the National Benny McCarthy Day today. For the next hour, you're going to be enthralled. He is live in studio. Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947.
Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
Right, he is definitely back in the 18 area, and if you think that he's not making a detour to South Africa's biggest sporting platform, trust me, you must be living under some rock. Now, the one and only Benny McCarthy, Bafana Bafana's all-time leading goal scorer, is no stranger to stirring up headlines, especially since his departure, though, from the English Premier League giants Manchester United. Now, at the end of last season, of course, when the legend and a legend like Benny McCarthy is unattached, you find the rumor mill. It starts to spin faster than a striker on a counter-attack. Now, every club seems to want a little bit of him, a little piece of him, and kind of like the way a single man's name gets tossed around when he's not tied down. You kind of know the drill. It's no surprise, though, that the multiple clubs that have been linked to this iconic figure. But let's not forget, though, that there's only one Benny McCarthy. This is the man, the myth, the legend. Sir McCarthy, good to see you. Welcome.
Sir Robert Marawa, how are you, my brother, my friend? Thanks again for having me in this amazing studio of yours.
Yes.
And pleasure just to be able to have this 1 hour, which is still not going to be enough for us.
It's not going to be enough.
No.
I'm glad you know that. Have you had a shisanyama yet since you've been in the country?
Unfortunately, no. Hey, Carling, Black Label, hey, they've been working me 24/7. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. You know, I think it's been fun. Because it's for the right reasons, for a right cause. I think the Carling Black Label knockout competition, I was able to get some stuff online.
Yes.
And stream some games, and it was fireworks. It was entertaining. It was beautiful to see that the David was able to get one up on the Goliath. So that was nice. So I enjoyed it, and now just to finish it off with the All-Star game coming up. So, yeah, I'm hoping to see now that I'm going to be there. So, I want to see some flames, fireworks.
Sure. I love that, though, because when you say that they've been working you, firstly, congratulations on being the ambassador, though.
Thank you very much, Robbie. It's been a pleasure.
It's a massive responsibility because you then become the face of the tournament. You come into the country and your schedule is hectic. How are you managing it besides just being happy to be home?
No, I enjoy talking about football, and I enjoy spreading the word about, you know, how good the tournament has been. Tournament organizers, Carling Black Label, they've really put on a show. And just the fact that they were able to throw so much money at people, you know, to try and get them to get that Fakugezi back into the game. Yeah. So now that's been beautiful, and it's nice to see when fans that knows their football and they're able to predict times of goals and stuff, that you can also just be that lucky person to win some money for you, especially around this time, Christmas times. There's people that could need that. So yeah. I love that you are able to have that opportunity to win money. But for players, you play one game, you give it your all, fireworks, and you earn 100K. Yes, as I had to play back in the day, 6-7 games to win the tournament and be named player of the tournament, and then get 100K so that you donate to your teammates, that we have fun. Now one game, Rob. Game have stepped up. Carling Black Label really went out their way, so that they give the players an incentive to play, perform to a good level, you know, but then also for the fans to see really entertaining, good football, and that our football, that the generation of players that's coming through now, that they're worthy of, you know, taking our football forward in the right direction.
How much did you earn at 7 Stars?
1,500 Rand a month.
1,500.
1,500 Rand a month, and I was rich.
It was a lot of money.
That was too much money back then for a kid who's still in high school.
And that was before you went over to Ajax Amsterdam. All right, let's close that chapter. A quick one. Why are you unemployed?
Because I left my current job that I was in. My contract ran out and didn't renew. But then the manager that was there when I was there also parted ways. So I think the new regime, new technical team came in. So yeah, you find yourself without a job, but now it gives you that opportunity to go and watch a lot of football, watch different teams.
But was that strategic though, Benny? I mean, you did not renew your 2-year contract, but then obviously the coach carried on with his contract, and then he then got fired. So by the time he got fired, you were already out of the system. And then when Amarim comes in, he comes in with his new technical team, and then everybody's gone. And by that time, you're in safe haven. Did you know that something was creeping?
No.
At all?
No, not at all. Not at all. I thought that they supported the coach, the manager, so they got in some new technical members, new goalkeeper coach, new assistant coaches. So that was a way now forward. But then soon after, everyone kind of got let go, which was a bit strange. The fact that you just brought in new technical staff members, but it is what it is. It's things that they do there. And when the new manager arrived, he wanted to come in with all his technical team, which for me, I think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
If you're gonna change a club's fortune, you bring in the people that you trust, that you value, that you know how they work the best. You bring in everyone so that you've got no one holding you back
or
and
backstabbing
no one,
you.
Exactly.
But you did that. I mean, you shook things up at AmaZulu, where you made sure that Peleno Mvete was there. You made sure that Manip Josephs was there. You made sure that Vasily Munosakis was there. So you kind of gave the way forward, where I think people didn't realize how a backup staff like that.
Yes, you have. You've got people that understands how you work and what you want out of the players, and that they on the same page as you when it comes to coaching, what you want to implement and how you want it implemented, and what you want out of the players. So if you have your back towards the players, then your technical team, they'll bark the same message that I would bark when it was me speaking to them, so that everyone knows exactly where we're going and why we're going that way. But when you go in there, I know these ones must stay. You come in, then it's like you go to the bathroom. Now that's an opportunity for someone to try and implement what he thinks should get done, and then you come back and then you whisper a message because you're the head coach, and it's just too much different information that never works. And at the end, when things go wrong, those people hold their hands up, take themselves out of the equation. You the head coach, you the one now have to answer for everything else. So it's better just to come protect yourself, but then you give yourself also the best opportunity to go forward and achieve, because the people that you have around you, they've got your interest and the team's interest at heart.
I mean, AmaZulu, with everything you did for them as a coach, and which you would do for any other club as a coach, you did the same for Cape Town City. I think 2018 won them a trophy. Do you believe at the time, because of your hunger and desire for success, you brought it about too soon? Next thing, you're the coach of the season. Next thing, you're finishing second on the table after Sundowns. Next thing, you're going to the CAF Champions League. You're playing TP Mazembe home and away, and you're winning both of those games. Difficult to win away at TP Mazembe. And then they say, "Aye, Benny, cheers, goodbye."
I think I was a victim of my own success. I think we moved too quick. We wanted too many things too early. For example, when I came into AmaZulu, when I spoke to the president had a vision, what he wanted, which was to be in and amongst the top 6.
Sure.
That was almost kind of mandatory. Top 6 finish, because he knows you can probably still creep in last minute, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I've got a healthy pot of money to play around with to get players in. But that's not what a coach is about. A coach comes in a place and assess and look at the players that you have and give yourself a window of opportunity. I'm giving myself 6 months until the transfer window to work with these players and get the best out of them and see the levels that they are, you know. So then I said to the president, listen, my ambition, I didn't take over this club because I want to finish top 6 and then top 4. I'm saying, I'm coming in now because I think I can win the league. And that's what I wanted. And he was like, that's too ambitious, but good luck to you if you think that. But that's how I feel. That's how I think. I know what I can do, how I work. And that's the standard that I set for myself. So I brought in the people that also has that same vision. And know when we come in, that's what we're working towards, you know, because we want to fight. Hopefully, we can knock Sundowns off if we're lucky. But if not, we get close enough so that the following season, we go and get them then, you know. So I didn't want money from the president to bring in players because I wanted to work with what there was. And we did that, and it worked amazingly because the players felt that trust that you didn't come in and brought in other players that you feel that were better than them and that. So that the fact that we wanted to work with them and see what we can achieve with that team, they appreciated that. So they gave us the respect and the privilege back. So then we ended up having the best working relationship, players and coaches together. And we achieved the impossible. We finished second. I think for a brief moment, we thought we had Sundowns right where we were. You know, when we bypassed them, and I think we were top of the league for a game before they played. But the experience that we had, we lacked.
Yeah.
Sundowns, they were in those positions many a times. So they were always gonna have that, just the mindset and that mentality more than us coming the last 6 or 7 games towards the end. But you know what? We did a remarkable performance at our time there. We ended up second, and the president was shocked. He was in disbelief actually that we achieved that. And then he said, hey, you're a man of your word. You said you wanted to win the league, or if not, at least finish as close to the team that winning the league. And then the following season, we then push on to go and to try and do that. And that was tick for me, tick for my technical team, tick for the players, that we wanted to do that. Then when we had our next meeting, technical meeting, for when we come back for the next season, now we're going to compete to try and qualify for the Champions League. So, Coach, what is it that you need? Where do we need to strengthen? Where that? We had those meetings, and it was identified that we needed to strengthen maybe with a full back or left back, because we lost Sibusiso Mabaliso to Chiefs. Yes. So we needed to replace at the left back. So we wanted left back, and then a probably possible backup. You know, doesn't have to be established. Could be a young player or someone that we pick up for free. But
from the Disky Challenge, even.
Yes, there. And then we needed maybe even another centre back, because, you know, we had 2 young Umkwazela and Kumalo. And then you had obviously Tapelo Moreno and Shuzi. But Shuz was right back, centre back. So we were kind of covered there. And then midfield, we needed Sitebe. There was now talk Sitebe, new contract, and then Chiefs, and blah, blah, blah. So when it's like that, you're going to end up losing one of your top players. So just for safety, if we lose him, we've
double up somewhere.
We've anticipated, you know. So then there, and then in the striking department also, we wanted one. So 3, 4 players at most. That would have probably cost us, like what, 1 million, 2 million rand. That's all. To be told that there's no budget, you stuck with what you have, you did amazing, you did it once in your first season, you can do it again, work with the same team and beat Sundowns that you couldn't beat the season before. You finished second to Sundowns. Now you are told you must go and win the league
and be in the Champions
no
League.
Resources, with no nothing, with no, you must bring DDC players now through. And then I said, I think some people are living in another world, or they maybe just not understanding what you mean about strengthening the squad, bringing 3 or 4 players in so that it must keep the hunger of the players that you have. And when I didn't get that support, so I continued as much as I could in the Champions League, and you can see we were falling short because we were traveling now to Algeria, to Morocco, Raja Casablanca, arriving back on a Friday afternoon, and then Saturday we must play in the league, and the players are knocked out. Knocked out. How do you do? Then you draw in the league. We can't, we don't have the depth, we don't have that. It's because we never added nothing to the squad. And you know what? And I just felt that I wasn't backed. I was sold a beautiful story, but then when it came down to, now we had a little bit of success just to add, to try and even put us now further up, that it wasn't going to be. And already it just started putting you, that you don't want to work with people that say one thing, and then when you achieve, and then they don't follow through with what they mean, and then it became.
So you felt disappointed a bit.
Yes.
So just very, very quickly, I know that we into the meat of the story as well. I'm just going to take a quick break. In a simple yes or no, now that you were out of a job at Manchester United, did AmaZulu approach you for a job? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yes, they did.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live.
On a sunny beach, you choose your adventure. The installments are on us. Purchase a Jimny 5-door before 31st of January 2025 and we'll pay your first 3 installments. Visit your nearest Suzuki dealer to book your test drive or go to suzukiauto.co.za. T's and C's apply.
This summer, Astron Energy is making South Africans winners. Your chommy's chom, winner. Auntie's chom, winner. Your chommy's aunt, winner. Your auntie's on and off again chommy, both winners. And now, everyone can say I'm a winner with the Astron Energy I'm a Winner promotion. Win up to 400 million in guaranteed cash and prizes every time you fuel up with 400 Rand or more. Visit your nearest Astron Energy as we continue our journey to 400 sites and beyond. T's and C's apply.
This summer, Lotto Star is giving away 1 million Rand in cold, hard cash every single week. 5 weeks, 5 guaranteed millionaires. Could it be you? Bet every week from 24 November to qualify for the weekly draw. Lotto Star, your world of live games. Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18. NRGP 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Are you ready to enter the magical world of Disney like never before? Disney's The Magic Box is now on stage at Teatro Monte Casino until 5 January. Enjoy a new theatrical adventure combining over 75 timeless Disney songs alongside the iconic characters you know and love. Experience Disney Magic Live on stage today. Book now at DisneyTheMagicBox.com. All of Disney, one epic musical in association with FNB.
It's the Net Forest Festive Hotline. Jenny on the line. What's turned your jingle into a jangle, Jen?
It's my mother-in-law.
Talk about the nightmare before Christmas.
I forgot her gift last year. Now she's refusing to visit this holiday.
And the problem is?
She's still family, Harold.
I know, right?
How do I fix this when she's all the way in Cape Town?
Stress less, Jen. Just send her an early Fezzy Prezi with Net Florist and it'll be wham bam, look it's grand in no time. Net Florist. It's easy to show you care, even when you don't.
Next, please.
Can I swipe my ABSA Visa card for my share of 100 million rand in real cashback?
Yep, your card does that, sir.
Can I also swipe for a chance to win one of 10 cars?
Oh, absolutely. Your card does that too.
This summer, keep...
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide. Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Good evening, Rob, and also to your guests there in studio. Just one quick question for Mr. 18 area. If there is a team here in Africa, maybe let's say for instance a team like TP Mazembe or Yanga approaches you, would you consider taking the job? Mudisefa Mutlagin. Thank you, Rob.
Is that a discussion to be had? Let's have that conversation. Would you go for a team north of South Africa?
I think the success that Coach Pizzo had and where it kind of put him on the platform that he is, yes, why not? I think there's some powerful teams in Africa. You know, I don't want to be small-minded and just think that TP Mazembe, massive club on the continent. You know, you can have success there and then go and win Champions League, qualify for that World Club Cup, do well with a team like TP Mazembe because they have the resources. So, yeah, why not? I don't see. But then it means I need to go and learn French. And, hey, now you know the older you get, it becomes almost difficult to learn these
McCarthy,
languages.
you know that languages and you being a linguistically unchallenged person, that's not a problem. If I engage you in Spanish, you're going to talk to me. If I engage you in Dutch, you're going to engage with me. If I engage with you in English, as we're trying to do right now, you'll engage with me. So what's wrong with French?
Tough. It's hard.
How?
But I would try my best. But I'm just saying, the older you get, then it becomes a bit more complex.
Remember the
Learning
man
a
who
new-
brought Leeds United success back from the championship back into the Premiership for the very first time in 15 years was a gentleman that didn't even conduct one single interview in English in the
Marcelo
Premier League.
Bielsa.
He sat on that ice bucket, never spoke English, but the message came across very well.
True. That's true.
Football has multiple languages that can be listened to. So you've mentioned, and I've been seeing in the media, you saying that you want or you've had interviews in the MLS, the major league soccer in America. And you have to be honest with us here on the show. Is that true, or is that you, after your retirement, trying to dribble us with the decoy of saying you want to go coach in America, and then 1, 2, 3, we see you pop up either in South Africa or somewhere else? No, I'm being serious. You're not been in the 18 area for nothing. You dribbled your opponents, you scored goals, you broke records. You're not about to dribble us verbally off the field. You're not wanting to go to America, are you?
No, I genuinely, okay. So I went to Chicago.
Yeah.
I interviewed for Chicago Fire. Spoke to the owner of the club, the technical director and sporting director and everything. So they've just appointed. So I think, that was just, but I was in an interview myself and 2 other candidates. And then they ended up going for the guy that lost his job to the U.S. national team to Pochettino.
Yeah.
He's now the ex-U.S. national team coach. He's become the Chicago Fire manager. But I was one of two, myself, another candidate. And then he became available, and then he became the instant front runner. So I was out in Chicago interviewing for the job. So it was no joke. If I get the opportunity, why not? I'm there. There's players like Shaqiri was going there. I knew 2 or 3 other players that was playing in the Swiss league, Lugano. One team at Lugano, one player, because the owner of Chicago Fire is also the owner of Lugano in Switzerland. So I think there's a pathway there. You understand? If you get in there, you do well, then that opens the door for you back into Europe, if it makes a bit sense what I said.
Yeah.
Because you getting an opportunity straight into a European club is almost next to impossible. But the barriers are there to be broken, and I'm one of those people.
You broke the barriers. You moved from AmaZulu to Old Trafford.
Yeah, but becoming a head coach is a completely different story.
Yeah, but you were there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you were there. Carabao Cup, you were there. FA Cup, you were there for the victories.
I
know that you were not the head coach. I understand the strength and the power of being a head coach, but very few people can move from where you were to Old Trafford directly like that. And I've seen coaches struggle to break it into the mold. You talked about Peter Msimane. I think that many years ago he should have had a crack, even if it was a championship. With all his success, FIFA Club World Cup, he was there. Having to face the Chelseas of this world, he was there. But unable to do that. Patrick Vieira, for example, great coach, but he's nowhere to be seen in terms of being in the Premiership again. Now, what does it take for you? I know that there was a small chance that you had of going to the Scottish League.
Yep.
Is that done now?
No, not done. Not done. My agent is speaking with a club that's probably right on my doorstep, Hibs as well.
Yes.
And so it's in the framework. They still having a manager, but they're having lot of problems, and the club is not in a good way. I think they second from bottom or rock bottom. So yeah, it's like 10-15 minutes from my house, so there could be an opportunity there, but
it's 10-15 minutes going backwards in your career, Benjamin. in the Scottish League, Hibs second from the bottom, where you've been, where you could be at a Club World Cup coaching a South African team, for example.
But they have coaches exactly like it is there on my doorstep where I live now in Scotland, in Edinburgh. And it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity that if you do, now if is an understatement, when you do well, because they would definitely not stay there if I become a manager of a club like Hibs, Hibernian Football Club, I would definitely take them high up in the league. They would be much safer, and they would probably be in positions where when you do play Celtic and Glasgow Rangers, that, the team would be much, much, much more competitive, because I would have a pool of having top South African talents that I would want, That is the shop window now into the big leagues, that I would bring in some South African players into the Scottish League to come and play there and just kill it. And then from there, that's how you get your name on.
Give me 2 names of South African players you would take to Scotland.
Tebogo Mokoena, Ronwen Williams. We share the same agent. Not that I would want to cripple Sundowns, but these are players that I think, the country should be seen playing in the Champions League at the big stages, and having their names amongst the Jude Bellinghams, the Mbappes and that. But playing just local in South Africa, Yes, you make a name for yourself, but you never win anything because, if you're not playing at the European club, it's completely different. So I think, that's two names that you wanted. There's a whole other lot of names. Young player, 20-year-old, you convince Pirates that let you take a player like that to wherever it is that you coach in Europe, let him shine. Then you sell him on to your Man Cities, your Man United, your Real Madrid, your Barcelona. Pirates make a stock full of money of letting that player just go and have a little shout there. And that's what you could do when you get those opportunities. But because you don't get those opportunities, your hands are kind of tied behind your back. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
It does. I'm going to challenge you in 2 seconds. I want people to just remind themselves and the next door neighbors that we also live on the YouTube channel. So if they want to follow the conversation, we're live on YouTube. You can post your comments. You can post any questions as well to Benny McCarthy. Here's a quick challenge. And I love your driving ambition because that's what you've always been. So you in Scotland, only 2 teams win the Premier League there. Or, the Premiership in Scotland, Rangers or Celtic. Steven Gerrard was there. High profile, former Liverpool legend. Where's he coaching now?
He won the league. Won the league. Then he got an opportunity, Aston Villa.
Mm-hmm.
That was coming from Scottish League. So, you see, he was put himself right in the shop window. He was probably hoping for Klopp leaves, then he gets the Liverpool job, but unfortunately Klopp ended up extending his stay at Liverpool.
Because of the success.
Yes, and then Steven Gerrard got an opening to go to Aston Villa, a Premier League team, and I didn't think that maybe he was that good of a manager, but just because winning the league with Rangers in the Scottish Premier League, a door open in the Premier League for you. He went to Aston Villa, didn't do the best possible job, but he was there and he got an opportunity, and now he's one of the highest paid coaches in world football because he's gone to the Middle East, to Saudi Arabia.
So that is your answer. You've answered me beautifully. Steven Gerrard, and you know how the media carries narratives across on that side of the world. They will carry the narrative that Steven Gerrard could coach the national team. They would carry the same narrative and say that Frank Lampard could do well, like he went to Chelsea.
Yep.
And you see what happened there. They could carry the same narrative about Wayne Rooney because he's a great, therefore the door must open and he must go wherever. So you've climbed even higher, although not a head coach at Manchester United. So your job becomes even more difficult. When you, like you will be doing for the last time before you head back to the UK tonight, sleeping in your beautiful South African bed, what do you dream of? Which club do you want to give you that opportunity?
I was at the club that I dream of every day. I was there for 2 years, Man United. Maybe not as a head coach, but, I lived the dream. But now, as a coach, it must just be a like you said, a team that's competitive, that gives you a chance to win numerous championships in your domestic league, give you an opportunity to fight in the CAF Champions League or Champions League on the big stage, and where you can make a name for yourself. Because I just feel that with us never getting that opportunity to mix it amongst the best coaches in the world, you're never going to know if there is a Pep Guardiola within one African coach.
Which is
because
you.
we never get that opportunity.
Which is you. Do you feel, though, in the end?
I don't feel that it is me, because if it was, then I'm going to give you a silly example.
No, please, go ahead.
If it was, after Coach Gavin Hunt left Kaizer Chiefs, there was a possibility that I could have gotten the job, but never did. Just before Coach Nabi, there was an opportunity. There was cry from everybody, but I never got, because for whatever reason, never. Pirates, I played at Pirates before Coach Jose Rivera came, there was an opportunity. You know, I was doing exceptionally well with probably one of the least teams that people expect for you to do what you do. At AmaZulu, there would have been a possibility to go there. Didn't happen. Why not? Because exactly, that's just a trend. So you get to that stage where you think, yes, I am from that is my home. Love South Africa. I love our football, but it's probably never going to happen for you managing there unless it is your Richards Bay coming, your AmaZulu, your Cape Town City, you know. So you rather says, stuff that, let me rather go and knock on every door I possibly can in Europe, because if one door opens and it's gonna open, things is gonna change. Then I'm gonna have the opportunity that I always wanted. And yeah, we'll miss out like we always do in South Africa. Oh, if only we did. So for me, that's why I think my mindset, I'm at that stage.
So are you done in terms of PSL?
No, I'm not saying that I'm
just
done,
asking.
Rob.
I'm just asking.
I'm not saying that I am done.
Yeah.
But like, I think my vision is just I'm so open-minded and I've got completely different vision. If it happens one day and I am still unattached, I would think about it, I would look at it, and I would assess, and if it aligns with what I want to achieve, then yes, why not? I'll never say never, but...
In a similar way that we took the last ad break, and because I am running late for it, I'm going to ask for a yes or no. You are unattached. Richards Bay recently said goodbye to their coach. Would you consider a job at Richards Bay?
No.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time.
#MSW. Unleash the power of your lucky numbers with Hollywood Bets. We offer over 3,000 weekly draws across multiple countries and a 30 million rand max payout. 24/7, 365. Your special numbers could make you our next big winner. Bet now. T's and C's apply.
Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
Want to win a brand new Hyundai i10? Of course you do. Shop incredible deals at Build It until 9 December. Like the 20-liter Build It walls and ceilings paint in standard colors for just $649.99, and the 20-liter Viva interior and exterior PVA in white or cream for low $299.99. And you could drive off in one of 10 Hyundai i10s. See in store for details. Competition ends 31 December. T's and C's apply. Only at Build It.
With something for everyone, Sandton City is the ultimate gifting destination this festive season. There's no need to rush. Shop iconic gifting and enjoy extended trading hours from 13 to 23 December from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. With more time to find the perfect gift from over 300 iconic brands, shop for loved ones or spoil yourself over the holidays. Sandton City is the city of icons.
Medical aid plans, they're normally like this.
So, you'll need to take this form and this. Don't forget this too. Okay, wait. Don't forget this one. Wait. Okay, done.
My back!
Sorry, sir. That's gonna have to come out of your savings.
At Bonitas, we make our plans simple, so they're easy to understand. We also offer a benefit booster and a range of other benefits that don't come off your savings. Visit bonitas.co.za when you need us. Bonitas, medical aid for South Africa. T's and C's apply.
Come celebrate with Hyper Savings. Spin and win every Saturday and Sunday for in-store prizes. Smart shoppers get 500 gram Stork margarine bricks for baking and icing and eat 2 for only 50 rand. And Nestle 385 gram Gold Cross condensed milk, 360 gram caramel treat and 290 gram dessert and cooking cream, all 3 for only 100 rand. Last chance to earn stickers and collect your MasterChef knives. Only at Pick n Pay hypermarkets. Valid 2 to 16 December while stocks last. T's and C's apply.
Slow internet keeping you offline and disconnected from the festivities? Highball! It's time to add some Vavavuma to your summer. With unlimited internet connectivity, Vuma Fiber lifts your online experience with uninterrupted streaming, gaming, and entertainment from the comfort of your home without running out of data. Check your coverage on vumatel.co.za or SMS Fiber to 30871. Don't get asked, Vavas yay, this festive. Get that Vavavuma.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
The incredible Veli Mutra, right here to hashtag MSW. Explain to me who's in the studio with us.
We have my firstborn, Okamuso Angela Etwa, and then we have Mpo, Brendan Ngoben.
So school holidays have started. Are they your biggest supporters?
Every time.
Are they also AmaZulu supporters?
They have to. Wherever the father goes, they have to go with it.
So they've been Chippa supporters and now AmaZulu supporters?
Yes.
They have no choice?
They have no choice.
What if they want to support Chiefs?
Now they have to beat me up to that.
How?
Move out from my house.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
I just wanted to ask you in terms of the chairmen that we have currently in the Betway Premiership. What's your take on the chairmen that do not have the same vision as the coaches that they appoint? Because if you look at a team like Chiefs, right? Well, Bob Mtaung has come out to say that he wouldn't buy a player that is much more than the prize money that they get, which is 20 million. At the time, it was 15 million with the previous sponsor. But for you as a coach, how do you see it when you hear a big team like Chiefs saying that they wouldn't buy a player who costs more than the prize money of the league? Whereas a team like Sundowns have invested heavily in their squad, and that's why they've been successful as they are in the past years and now recently. So for you as a coach who has had an experience at Manchester United, what do you think our South African football chairmen need to learn from the system abroad, and what advice would you give them in terms of running in that space of buying the players for the coach in order for the coaches to perform at their utmost best? Thank you, Mr. Robert.
Thank you so much. Great question indeed. This man still remains the only South African to have won the UEFA Champions League gold medal. Jose Mourinho took his and he threw it into the grandstand. I'm sure he kept yours. You still have your UEFA champion? You still have it?
Still have
you wouldn't part with that?
I polish it every 6 months.
You polish it with what?
Hi, so that the sparkle stays
No, but what
there.
do you use? Do you use kiwi? Do you use...
what kiwi? There's a special ingredients there that I went to a shop. Yeah, I went to a shop. And the guy told me, when you that type of gold medals...
Use this little special
it's nice. No,
not muti. I know you're thinking football now, but I'm just saying something like silver, but you didn't get a silver medal, you got a gold medal, so you can't use silver and gold.
There's a new special thing.
Yeah.
And if you just, shine comes back, and the gold, it don't rub off because original.
You remember that 2006, Didier Drogba was the top goal scorer in the Premier League.
Yeah.
He scored 20. You scored?
18.
Do you ever sit back and think of just that greatness where Didier Drogba, legend at Stamford Bridge, scores 20 goals. South Africa's Benny McCarthy scores 18 goals.
I was still short. 2.
By 2, yes.
Yeah, which is still short, which is I didn't do more than enough that I should have. And you know what? I'm raging with myself because that was the first time that year that I missed a penalty against Bolton. I missed a penalty, and a couple of games I could have easily scored against Reading as well. I remembered I scored a hat-trick, and all of them got ruled offside. No VAR, so and then I ended up scoring. So I scored 4 goals
to get
that
one
day, and we won 2-1. David Bentley scored 1. 3 goals I had disallowed it, and I mean top. One was actually one of the best diving headers that I've had. and it was ruled offside. And then when you watch it now, when you see now, you was like, my God, 4 legal goals I scored, 3 got disallowed it, and then the penalty that I missed. So I underachieved for myself because.
Well, you were robbed.
No, I wasn't robbed because back that time you have to accept the linesman's decision, the referee's decision. It's not now where they go and they draw a line. Didn't even need to draw a line because it was.
Is that game on YouTube though? Have you seen it since those goals?
I've seen it a long time, many years ago.
So we can say that there were genuine goals,
Yeah,
except
there
for the
were
penalty
genuine
that you
goals.
missed.
If we have chance, we'll try and
Draw the line.
If we can look that game up and you can find it and you'll see. Anybody that sees it would know. Drogba would have come second best and playing in a solid Chelsea team. Frank Lampard, Michael Essien, Ian Robben, the likes. Me, Aaron Mokoena, Robbie Savage, and that you want
those are rough guys.
No, workers. I had a working team, which was
But that's what
nice.
I'm saying. They didn't mess around, those guys. I mean, they would put their necks on the line for victory. Let me go to Inanda down in KZN. Let's say good evening to you, Sbusiso.
Evening, Rob. Evening to the coach as well.
Yeah, welcome. Go straight on. This man, we've given you a beautiful pass, but don't disappoint us now. You got to go for goal.
No. I wanted to say that I fully support what you are saying, Coach, as to say that I think you've gone past the stage of proving yourself. With everything that you've achieved in the field of play, whether playing and coaching, I think it's worthy enough for you to get a contract with one of our big teams here in the country. So I don't think you still need to prove yourself. So the fact that you are going to Europe, I wish you everything of the best, because I know definitely that every time when you go there, you carry the flag high for the country. So I wish you everything of the best. You've done enough. So you managed to take AmaZulu to number 2 and then won coach of the season. I don't know what is it more that you can prove.
Yeah, beautiful, nice one.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank you so much, my man. I appreciate that.
Do you see yourself going to Saudi Arabia?
If the opportunity occurs and it is a team that's fighting, that you can have a fighting chance, I wouldn't say no. I know everyone would probably say, money, but it's an opportunity to coach and improve. And then when you do well, you end up finding yourself coaching at Al Hilal, Al Nassr, and that's what it's about. These teams are looking to see something special from nothing. So if you get an opportunity to coach a team there, then yeah, why not? I would. And I would also want that
Sure, the
Saudi
ching-ching.
Arabia cash they throw in around.
Your friend Ronaldo's there, so,
Why not? Exactly.
You can always join him.
Mr. Rob, good evening to you and Mr. McCarthy. This is the chief of Richards Bay Football Club, the chief Mporo. One question I want to ask about Penny. Mr. McCarthy, each is number yakho owayigqoke kubafana bafana. Kwi-Richards Bay FC ungayinika muphi umdlali? Thank you.
All right, jersey number 17. Is that a jersey just to give away? Or is it a jersey that's reserved for special occasion, like a jersey number 10 that Jomosono says is a preserve for special players?
So me, where I'm at and where King Jomosono at, two different. For me, I would be privileged enough for any player to wear number 17 because, it shows that where I took that number to. And if players want to wear it with pride, and if it brings you some kind of whatever, your inner Benny McCarthy, then well done. Good luck. Go for it. Because that's what that number significant for me. So for me, no one need to retire. No number 17. It must be there for players to wear and wear it with that pride. And hopefully that it brings out the inner Benny McCarthy. When you put on that number 17, you think you Benny McCarthy also. Then, yeah, why not? But retiring number 17, what for? Me, I want to see number 17 everywhere. So
it signifies something.
That exactly.
It signifies your
hardship.
greatness.
It signified hardship. It's significant coming from underprivileged area, and then you made something unbelievably realistic to me. So why would I want not people to retire this number just because it's significant anything? No, it must give anybody who thinks that they're worthy of wearing a number 17 to flourish and that. So yeah.
Here's an unfair question while we talk about Jomosono. He gave you that opportunity at Bafana Bafana. You got the 4 goals in that game. You were joint top goal scorer in the tournament. You retired now from playing football. Jomo retired years ago. Given achievements and what both of you have done locally and internationally, who would you say is the better player between the two of you?
I just remember listening to my dad and my uncles speak about Brajay. And I don't think I would ever hear anybody speak about me in the same breath that they spoke about Brajay. So for me, there's not even it should not even be a comparison. Brajay is Brajay, and what is achieved, and people that lived in that era, I'm sure they will probably tell you the same. What I've came to do afterwards, it's special and unique in my way because I've won a Champions League. Must that put me on a different pedestal? But just from the way my dad and them used to speak about Brajay, King Jomo, I think me, I'm honored just to even be mentioned in the same breath as that.
Sure. You know when you got 10,000 questions and you're looking at 2 minutes on the clock that are left? What question do you want to ask yourself?
A question I want to ask myself.
Ask and answer the question. I have no more questions because I got too many.
That I wish that I fought harder my time when I was playing in Bafana, that we could have had a federation that could have put South Africa where they deserve to be, and not where we still find ourselves now. 20 years later, players still not getting paid bonuses because of, and now every time I say, I made 78 appearances for Bafana. What did I do in that 78 appearances?
You gave us 31 goals.
But where did it get us? Why doesn't Bafana have a Clairefontaine? Why doesn't Bafana have what England have? And if you even if you look just here around the corner, why doesn't Bafana have what Morocco has, what Algeria has, and why they are fast improving and leaving us behind? And we were there when we were supposed to fought for us to have had that. Then this generation of team that we have now, which I think is probably on par with what we were when we were all playing in Europe, and they are all playing at home, and they are this good, and they don't have that luxury where they get to camp, they go to our own Bafana village, where we have nice training facilities, training pitches, where the players get nutrition, because I think that's where Bafana should have been now, competing that, we're looking to get into the semi-final of final of a World Cup, let alone AFCON.
Sure.
That's where this generation should be now.
That talks to, very quickly, because I've got 10 seconds left, it talks to leadership. Leadership's in a mess by the looks of things right now. If you had a name and there was a ballot box in front of you, who would you submit as your next president of SAFA?
The first name that comes to mind, Lucas Radebe. He's well respected within the football community. Europe, England, which you don't get very often. As much as I've succeeded there, I'm never as big as the Chief. When I go back to Blackburn, I don't have statues there anywhere. And I was a menace when I was at Blackburn, what I've achieved there. I don't get the same treatment how Lucas is treated when he goes to Leeds. So then that must tell you something.
Yeah.
That speaks volume. And you go and educate yourself. You learn business. You learn how to conduct yourself. But he's someone that is respected in African football, in European football, in the Premier League. And that's who someone I would put my name in the hat for, that he knows he would probably drive our football in the right direction. I'm not pushing for Lucas, but you've asked me a question.
It's a beautiful question. It was a beautiful answer. I wish you a Merry Christmas, Benny McCarthy. Enjoy the Carling Black Label Cup and enjoy the ambassadorship. You're a true ambassador, not only of Black Label, but you're a true ambassador of SA football, sir. Thank you so much for gracing our studios.
Thank you very much for having me, Robbie.
We'll catch up soon.
Always a pleasure and a privilege to be on your show, man. Thanks.
We'll catch up soon. Never retire, jersey number 17. Tune in again tomorrow. Marawa Sports Worldwide, brought to you by Hollywood Bets. And I can safely say it's not jersey number 17 tomorrow. It was a famous jersey number 11 who's going to be in studio.
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. #MSW Live.